Hey guys, Cody Kelley here. As everybody knows, we talk a lot about maintenance in the off season on your rods and reels and baits, organizing. All that's definitely important, but something we overlook a lot of times is our basic maintenance on our boat and trailer. Come on up here, I want to show you a few things that we need to take care of in the off season to have a great season next year. First thing for me, I'm always going to start up here at the tongue. Check your hydraulic brake fluid. Make sure it's topped off so you don't get that real jerky motion when you're stopping and taking off at a stoplight, stop sign, or whatnot. Then I like to move back to the trolling motor. You know, we're awfully hard on these, hitting stumps, rocks, whatever it is, big waves. Check these bolts, connect them to your boat. Check your cables, make sure they're not grinding. Make sure everything's kosher up here before next year. Another big one, and it's not too big a deal now because most boats do have maintenance-free hubs. But if you have an older boat, or if you know that you have grease feeding, go ahead and check them all. Make sure that they're good to go. You know, you can jack it up and turn the wheel, listen for that grinding sound. I like to just pop this cap off here, shoot a little bit of grease to it if you do have grease fittings, don't have the liquid bearings that they have now, or they're submerged in oil. Make sure that's taken care of. Check your owner's manual. It'll tell you how to do that and what to use to grease those. Like I said before, big waves, big water, all this back here really takes a beating. If you've ever turned around and looked at it, this stuff takes the brunt of it. Get yourself a good socket set, wrench set, check your power posts, talons, whatever you have, and your motor mounts. This stuff takes a beating, and I guarantee you do not want something back here to come off during the middle of the tournament. Now we'll jump in. There's just a few more things to look at, jump in the boat, and show you a few more things I think is really important. Okay guys, now we're in the boat. Just a few more things. Power steering. All the boats pretty much have it now. If you do have an older boat with cables, you need to be sure and lube those up just like I was talking about on your trolling motor. If you do have power steering, check your owner's manual. It's usually very simple. Check that fluid. You know, a lot of times we get used to it, having a little bit of slack in there. That's not necessary. Figure out how to check your fluid, top it off. It's going to be safer. It's going to handle better. Another thing, your hot foot down here, they have a spring on them. Usually it's not a big problem, but go ahead, literally take 30 seconds, get under there with a flashlight, make sure you don't have any rust, corrosion, breaks, bends, anything. Make sure everything down there is good. You don't want to have a problem running down the lake, 4 or 5 footers, and your hot foot break just because you didn't take that 30 seconds to look at it. Something else, our live wells back here. Everybody harps on cleaning your live wells after a tournament. Very important, but something a lot of people don't do is pull the screens off of the actually inlets and outlets. They can get clogged up with scales, crayfish, anything down in there. A lot of them pop off, screw off, whatever. Even if they don't come off, figure out a way to unclog that with all that slime and gunk down there. It'll save your pumps and probably save your fish, also save you a lot of money. Speaking of live wells, I like to get out here in my shop when it's nice and quiet, turn on the pumps one by one, and listen to them. A lot of times when a pump's fixing to go bad, you can tell it's going to squeal, squall, it's going to sound gritty. It's just not going to sound right. If you do that, run into a problem with your bilge pump, live well pump, take everything out. Go ahead and isolate it, figure out what the problem is, spend a little bit of money, and solve that problem now rather than on the water. Same thing goes for your batteries. You can take them out, take them to Autopart or AutoZone, O'Reilly's, any auto parts store, and they'll test them for you. It may take you a few hours to do, but it's a lot better to go ahead and find that bad battery and replace it now than have a bad tournament and lose your entry fees because you couldn't make it in or you couldn't fish because your trolling motors went out first thing in the morning. You know, these are things that I try to go over on a rainy day in the off season. It makes me feel confident in my boat and trailer when I'm traveling around. And I promise you, if you take that a little bit of time to do them, you'll have a better season in 2015.